Hey, hey, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for jumping on. We're going to give it a few minutes here. Let a few more people jump on. If you guys don't see the people that you invited to the Zoom, hey, Tommy, how you doing? Lola, guys, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys being on. If you don't see your people here that you invited to the Zoom, maybe just shoot out a couple quick messages to them, and we'll get started in about 2 minutes, probably a minute, actually. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you guys for jumping on tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Appreciate you spending, about 15, 20 minutes with us tonight to get a little look at what it is we have going on here with this hot, amazing keto conversation. So what I want to do is we're going to have somebody that's a great mentor of mine on tonight. He has been somebody that, has been with this ketogenic lifestyle and been a ketogenic specialist for a really long time, way before Pruvit. He specialized in ketones, ketosis, and the ketogenic diet. And now he's just an amazing ambassador for our company. And he's just, to me, been a great mentor, been able to show me a lot of great tools and things to use through this process. For me, I really like to attach myself to high level people, people that always are raising your game. And he's one of those kind of guys. So if Dustin, if you're on here and you can hear me okay, just let me know and we'll get this thing fired up.
What's happening, Vaughn? How are you, sir?
Doing amazing, Dustin. How about you?
Good, good, good. I'm just setting up here in my office. So I'm super excited to be on and super excited to plug in with y'all. Let me get my video all set up here. But yeah, it's great. It's great to be on, and it's always a pleasure to get on with people that are doing awesome things and helping to impact a lot of people's lives. And that's what I'm all about. And I think you'll find that that's what ketones are all about, is and prove it as a whole. So super excited to be on, brother.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for spending a few minutes with us here. We really, really appreciate that. I got a couple questions for you. We'll just dive right into this thing to respect everybody's time. Can you just give us a little bit of an idea about what ketones are and what ketosis is?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things, this is becoming a kind of a buzzword. This keto concept is kind of becoming this big idea. And it's not that big yet, but it's starting to become that. And people are kind of curious. But what I found is that a lot of people don't really understand it. And I've been fortunate to be in the ketogenic space for 20 years, been coaching and teaching it globally. And somebody's got a call. And so the real simple answer is ketones are an energy that your body needs. It's a food, or it's a fuel for your body. I actually did a Facebook Live the other night about the difference between caffeine and ketones and which one really gives you energy. And caffeine actually doesn't give you energy. It stimulates your system. Ketones are actually an energy source, meaning it's like a food for your cells. And it's a primitive fuel that our ancestors had lived in and utilized for almost all of our existence till about 70 years ago, when we got over inundated by processed foods, carbohydrates, and really just the abundance of food. We've lost this specific art of getting into ketosis, which helps with all these amazing benefits like energy, focus, mood, sleep, fat loss, vitality, performance. And to me, I think that's what's exciting about it. So it's really simple: is ketones are energy, and our energy in our body is not where it needs to be. No matter if you think you have a lot of energy or not, it's an energy source that our body needs to optimize to work and operate at a very high level.
I love that. I love that. That's super simple, and it's exactly what it is. And, what do you think the reason is now, being in 2020, that, this keto conversation is, really where it's at? It seems to be a beast of its own. Can you explain a
Right.
little bit of what your theory is on that?
Yeah, well, absolutely. So think back 20 years ago when I started my journey, and there was like 6 of us in the world that kind of looked at ketones as like a new wave of the future. That was 20 years ago. It's kind of like when they sat in when Zuckerberg sat in his dorm room and he had 5 guys to come show up, and he was basically designing Facebook. This was a long time ago, by the way. and only 3 of the 5 showed up. The other 2 guys went and partied, and they were laying down this foundation. And so to me, it's like, this is finally happening, right, after all these years. But the reason why it's become such a big, and it's becoming even a bigger concept, it really comes down to 2 main things, is that our world needs it. Right now, we're in a place in our health vitality of the modern day world. People aren't living well. We're not living to our optimal levels. I see your name is, Keto Jesus. And I love that because, as a human species, we were designed to operate. We were designed to be awesome. We were designed to have energy and clarity and focus and mood. We were designed to function in our life at a high level. We weren't designed to be struggling to get through the day. We weren't designed to be morbidly obese. We weren't designed to have excessive mood problems. We all have challenges, don't get me wrong, but we were designed to operate at a high level. Well, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, I was teaching people how to follow a really strict diet that everybody failed. Everybody that I've ever taught the diet, and they quit. So, but yet it's one of the best places to be. They'll tell you oh my God, when I got into ketosis, I felt amazing. But then they all stopped because it was so hard. So 5 years ago, basically, or nearly 5 years ago, Pruvit, which is the company I stand behind and you stand behind, it brought us these amazing products where we could drink and be in ketosis without doing this crazy diet, without fasting and starving our body for weeks on end, which is what I used to teach, crazy stuff, right? And we can elevate our system. And so what happened 5 years ago, before anybody knew anything about ketosis or ketones or keto, we brought this thing to the world and we gave people a way to get into ketosis in literally 30 minutes. Well, what happened since then is now actually one of the leading researchers in the world of ketosis just texted me a second ago, like literally just a second ago. He lives in Florida. And he goes, the leading researchers globally have been going, what do you got? Like, we've been wanting to help people live a better life, but we don't have anything. They won't follow the diet. Everybody keeps quitting. So we had drinkable ketones and the stories started rolling in. Well, it's stories that actually made the shift. It's not the science. We have all the science. The science is all there. We do these global research events. But the reality is what's making keto so popular is the fact that anybody can do it now. That my mom, who at 70 years old can be in ketosis. She's not going to follow a diet. No way. But she has the vitality now to travel. She's taking, literally next week, she's taking 2, like a 6 and an 8-year-old, taking them to Florida and taking them to visit their grandparents. Like, she's doing that. Before, she wouldn't have done that. Before keto, she didn't have the energy or the stamina even to maintain and keep up with a couple of young kids like that. She's now traveling with them and taking them places. The product is so amazing that it's gotten people to feel better faster with better results. I don't know if Troy's on or not, but literally dropped 50 some pounds overnight, which it seems overnight, because he feels better, because he's living better. And that's what made this conversation so big. And that's why it will be the biggest conversation in the next 5 to 10 years. This will be the biggest conversation in health, fitness, wellness across the board. And even medically, there's obviously doctors and researchers globally that are all on the keto train, but they know that the diet basically is impossible. So they have to find another way. And of course, we took science from, the DOD and NASA, and we brought it to the world to give people the ability to drink pure ketones that are bioidentical. So I'm fired up because 20 years in the making, we've now made it so that we can help everybody, which is just exciting to me.
Yeah, I'm super fired up too. Troy is on, by the way, and he has had an amazing experience. And there's a lot of other amazing experiences on here. And that's what excites me, each and every one of you guys that have these amazing experiences and you get to share that same experience with others now. And, why would somebody that's doing something like this, choose Pruvit, maybe the Pruvit community over any other way to share this and any other product out there?
Well, that's a great question, because when we launched 5 years ago, I was kind of like this hybrid person. I was going to be a specialist to the company, and then I decided that I wanted to be into the field and be more of an ambassador to the whole company, not just the product, but I wanted to be ambassador of sharing this conversation. And the CEO, Brian Underwood, asked me a question. He basically goes, what's the number one thing that you feel like that you could have did better to help more clients? Because my mission was to help 1 million people. Now my mission's way bigger than that. I help 2 million people in the next 2 years on top of what we already did. And I told him, I go, the biggest problem I think within my entire career and within my industry is that I didn't establish a strong enough community to teach people to become independent, like, of themselves, meaning that they could grow themselves to to share their story with others. Because my mission wasn't just to help clients. My mission was to help clients change their family's life. Like, become the example for the people you care about. Like, become that. Like Troy, I'm using Troy because we just met the other day. And like, he's becoming the healthy person, and he's inspiring others to do the same thing. Well, Brian then at that time goes, well, do you know what Pruvit's mission is? And I go, no. He goes, well, it's the mission of Pruvit is really become the best version of yourself to inspire others to do the same. And he goes, we very much focus on community. So when people ask me what makes Pruvit so special, like why would you use Pruvit ketones? I tell everybody the same answer. Is the number one component is our product is superior. Number two component, our product is superior, meaning we're the only company in the world that has bioidentical ketone. What does that mean? Is that when you drink it, you can absorb it all. Right now in the world of ketosis, in the keto space, when you drink any other ketone or take a pill, you may, number one, you might not be getting ketones at all because they can just put their word on anything. Number two is you probably aren't going to absorb much of it because they have to come in a really specific form. And why do we know this? Is because we work with all the top researchers and doctors globally that have formulated ketones, and we created the entire market, meaning that we're the first ones to ever do it. And we realized that when we first started, our product could be better, and we constantly are innovating to be better. But the number one reason why you would want to lock arms with Pruvit is because we actually have a community that supports people. I was working with and talking to a guy. He's a doctor, a cardiologist doctor, and he wanted me to come and present for him. And he goes, "What should you present at?" I go, "Community." And he goes, "Well, why not ketones? I know a lot about ketones. So why not ketones? Why not fitness? Why not health?" I go, "Because when your clients go home, their environment is going to be a bigger indicator of their success. The people you hang around. So if you're around people like Vaughn and Daniela and Troy, like when you get around the right Jules, like when you get around the right people, what ends up happening is that you ultimately start to follow their lead. If they're leading to become healthier and they have a product that makes it easier, you're more likely to be more successful. So Pruvit has created this concept around building a community, allowing coaches that have a high knowledge and doctors that have a high knowledge of the product, let them be the coach for you. And you just be you. Become the community you want to be. You support people and love people where they're at, and you inspire them to maybe take another step. You inspire them to maybe swim a little further. You inspire them to eat a little healthier. Not perfect, just better. And that's why this community has shifted the world. That's why this industry is shifting. That's why supplementation is shifting, is because we're doing it because we're focusing on people. The product is the catalyst. The product is the thing that's going to move them, but it's not the end all. The community of Pruvit is the thing that's actually making the change, making the shift. When you have people like your guys, like the whole South Florida squad, you guys are leading by example. You're inspiring people because you're giving your heart to people. And people that do that not only can change a lot of lives and then change their lives, but they also get compensated. And we have a really cool way of doing that around the whole platform. So to me, that's why you choose Pruvit. A lot of times people think it's because our product's superior. That's just the second reason. The first reason is because the community is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I agree with that. The community is something that's next to none. The community has changed my life. The products changed my life too, but the community is the stickiness, is the glue. It's what holds everything together. And for me, that really is, it's been life changing for me. And another really great thing that I really like is the generational shifts that we get to start to make, right? It's not even about us on here. It's the generations. It's our kids and their kids and the grandkids and the people that are going to be coming up behind us. We get to leave this massive imprint on this thing, right? We get to leave our imprint on this whole conversation. And it started 4 years ago with Pruvit and Dustin and people like that just, share this at a high level. And every one of us on here now that really just go out there and champion this conversation, Dustin, can you let the people on here that really might want to, get a little more dive into how they would share this product, and how they would go about by doing that?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing I ask everybody is like the conversation's big, right? We're just getting started, right? From a company perspective, we have a lot of growth to do. We're one of the fastest growing brands in the world. Although the conversation of keto is so big that there's a huge opportunity behind this. And I always ask everybody this, like, look inside. What inspired me? My wife, actually, somebody just texted in the chat, what inspired me? The truth is I've always been inspired since a little kid. I always wanted to help and change millions of lives. It's like just been embedded in me. But my own story of basically looking in the mirror one day and realizing I wasn't me anymore, and realizing that I don't know what I have to live for, and That was in my early 20s when I lost the use of my leg and forgot my friends and had some pretty bad injuries. And I woke up one day and said, listen, it's up to me to change my life. And I went after it. Ketones have been a catalyst to do that. And ever since I've been a spokesperson. And then my wife about 8 years ago said, you underachieve every single day. True story. She goes, you have such knowledge and inspiration to want to help people, but you don't. Like, what can we do better? And it was Pruvit that gave me a platform to be able to do that. And that to me was exciting. And so I tell every single person on here, like, when you look in the mirror, do you see who you want to see? When you look in the mirror, are you living the way you want to live? And it doesn't matter if you want to go out and help 100 million people like I do. It doesn't matter if you want to go out and help 25 people. It doesn't matter if you want to drive a Lamborghini or travel to France or retire faster or pay off debt. Like, there's always people looking for opportunities. You're looking for something in your life. You're looking to be either in a community that supports you. Maybe people, it's not about the money or not about helping people. Maybe it's just that you want to be around happy, awesome people. We actually have people that join for that exact reason. I'm building a business because I want to be around cool people. Sweet, come. We have people that say, listen, my mom, she couldn't retire. My mom could not retire. 2 years later, she was able to financially make a shift because of this company. And now she was able to retire 8 years earlier than she could have been. That's like the best gift. Besides that, she can play with her grandkids now. That's the second best gift I could ever got. My mom traveling and living her life. So at the end of the day, I always ask people, like, where are you at in your life? Where are you at in your right now? And are you open to coaching? Are you open to mentorship, leadership, and guidance? Do you want to be something and you want to be part of a community that's inspiring people to be better? Do you want to be part of a community that is leading with education? We have the top leaders and educators in the world. Like, literally, Dr. Steve Anton texts me right now, and he's one of our educators to the company. So we provide the resources and tools for you. You just have to look within and say, listen, how do I want to see the next 90 days of my life be? How do I want to see the next 6 months or the 6 years in my future? What am I doing right now that's going to change where I'm going to go? What am I doing right now that's going to make my life better? And if this is a fit for you, improving people's quality of health, living a better life by being a better person yourself, living a better life yourself, and wanting to build a team around that, we'll teach you the rest. We'll teach you the systems that we have in place to help you grow a business. We'll give you the guidance and mentorship and leadership that you need, as long as you're open to receive it. And so my big thing is, Vaughn, to say this, is that I'm doing this now for almost 4.5 years, travel the world twice, teaching and presenting on this conversation around entrepreneurship, business, and ketones. What I find is that 99% of people are looking for something more. You just have to ask yourself, are you ready to go do something about it? Most importantly. And the second thing is, will you finish it through? Will you take the guidance and leadership and the guidance, or the step-by-step process, to ultimately become successful in this? And that's really what it comes down to. So how do people participate? It's simple. Just say yes. We'll take you through the process. We'll show you the Go Challenge. We'll show you the step-by-step process. Let's get you healthier than ever. And then let's launch your business to be as successful as you possibly can. And let's not quit till you get there. What does that look like? I mean, right now, I guarantee you, if Troy takes the advice that we gave him in Orlando last month when he came to visit, if he takes that advice and he takes it serious, right, Troy, and you go out and you commit to that journey of helping other people lose 50 pounds, and you commit to that process, there's no reason you're not making 6 figures next year. None at all. This year, even. It's completely possible if you're open and willing to want to go do that. And I know he has it in him because I saw it. I know Daniela does. I know Matt does. I know Jules does. I know for sure Vaughn does. And to me, if wherever you want to participate in this, just come and participate and just be open. That's it, Vaughn. That's how you do it. The how is the simple part. Is the why you want to change your life is the key. And the change your life isn't just about the product. It's about everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I got an amazing gentleman on here, Tommy Pichardo, and he would tell you the how is none of your business, right? That's what he would say.
If you'd have told me 8 years ago that this is what I was doing to help millions of people, I would have said you're flat out of your mind. Would have said there's no way. I don't even understand what that even meant. True story. I had no idea what this industry was all about. And three years after my wife told me that I underachieve every single day, I met a guy in birthing class that said, listen, I got something that you should check out. And if you're teachable, coachable, leadable, and you're willing to go and do some work, we can change the world. We can change lives, and you can change your family's trajectory. 6 months later, I stepped away from my career. 2 years later, my wife walked away from her career. This is what we do. We travel with our family. We live with our family. We spend time with our kids day in, day out. We get to take them to games. We get to take them to practice. We get to pick them up. Like, that was the life I signed up for, but that wasn't the life I was having. right? I had to make a shift and change. I had to find somebody to believe in, find something to believe in. And then I had to just commit to the process and then not stop until it was done. And it's been the best 4 years of my life. Not only do I have lots of kids now, I have freedom in my life, and I got a beautiful wife to do it with. So I'm super grateful for all of it. And I'm grateful for whoever wants to be part of it.
Well, that fires me up, that's for sure. And I know that each and every one of you got to be fired up just like I am. Dustin, before I let you go here really quick, because, energy like this is what you want to be around, right? I always tell people and I always tell my team, like, the energy that you give is the energy you're going to receive. So can you just touch on really, really quick? We have amazing events here in Pruvit. The events are
Right.
like next to none. Like I've never seen anything like it.
Right.
We got an amazing event coming up in Vegas. Could you just touch on that really, really quick, and just leave us on that note?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, our events is a way to meet the company. It's a way to meet the leaders of the company. And I was very fortunate early on when I was in my athletic career. I was always told, go find the most, I'm going to pardon my French, but the most badass person in that whatever sport. I was a football guy. So go find the best and go be around them. Like, that's just what I was told. And so it's kind of been always in my brain that you always seek out the best and you go spend time with them as any way you can. You go get around them. And so when you come to a Pruvit event, not only are they just a fun time. I mean, you're going to get education, you're going to get inspiration, you're going to get laser coaching, you're going to get a lot of fun things that we do. We're literally going to go drive, like the champions are going to go drive race cars on Wednesday. I mean, it's going to be an awesome, fun event. And then we got galas, we have concerts. I mean, it's really, really cool. But the number one reason is that if you're not where you want to go, you got to get around people that are where you want to go. Does that make sense? Like, and that's why you come to this event. The gala event, the epic event that's going to be in Las Vegas is going to be just an absolutely extraordinary event for people to experience. But if you're serious about changing your life, come and make this your interview. Like, listen, I'm going to Vegas to check out this company to see if this is what I want to align with. Is this where I want to put my energy? Is this where I want to look at the next 5 years? Is this where I want to spend my time to go build a residual income that can change my generations, that can change my kids' generations, that can help me become and get to where I want to go? Come. And I can tell you right now that on my entire organization, our team, I can show you continuously that the people that show up to these will ultimately have the greatest success because they're around success. And I know it's not always possible. I actually missed the last event because I had the birth of my child, was born on the day of the event. It was the event I actually host, and I couldn't be there. But I did realize that I wanted as many people on our team to go. So we encourage everybody to get there every single time, and it's completely transformed and changed their lives. So I hope to see you in Epic. We'll be there with the whole crew, the entire family, the newborn, and everybody will be at Epic. And I would invite everybody. I invite customers, everybody to come, because at the end of the day, I find out that most people are looking for better, and most people need a place and a community to be around that's positive, uplifting, and fun. And that's what Pruvit represents.
Dustin, I really appreciate you. And I would say this one last thing, guys. If this is something that sounds that piqued your interest, maybe something that it sounds like you'd want to be involved in, get back with whoever invited you on this call, and just let them know, hey, I might want to look a little deeper into that. I might want to, be involved in that. Just get back with them, and they can get you connected with somebody that can explain a lot more, that can do, listen, like Dustin said, what this comes down to is the community. You're never alone. You're never alone in this. We got your back. We're always here for you. Dustin, if you're still on, I really, really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you pouring into us. Dustin has been an amazing mentor of mine. He is part of the reason that I am the leader that I am today. And I get to really, you just dive into, leading you guys at a high level because of guys like him. So Dustin, I really, really appreciate that. And we'll go ahead and cut you guys loose to respect your time. Thank each and every one of you guys for showing up. I say this all the time. Your presence matters, and it truly, truly does. For you guys that jump on here, for you guys that show up to the events, for you guys that always jump on the Zoom calls, and you're always there, you're always present. Another mentor of mine, Brian Underwood, the CEO of the company, would always tell you 90% of life is showing up, right? Show up and you will be rewarded. The other 10% is taking massive action, guys. You got to do something. You can't sit back and just expect things to happen for you. Sometimes when an opportunity like this arises, you got to walk through the gate. You got to walk through the door. You got to, take that chance. A lot of us might stand on the edge of a cliff and stand there and never take that leap of faith, right? We're standing there watching everybody else soar by, and we're standing there just kind of making, in between scared and nervous, right? So I would ask you this: if you guys are in between scared and nervous and you got some more questions, definitely reach back out to the person that invited you to this Zoom. We'll get you all the answers. We'll get you some resources. We'll get you plugged in right where you need to be. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and thank you for spending 25 minutes on your Thursday evening with us. Hopefully you guys can all get to the event in Vegas. It'll change not only your business if you're in this for a long time, it'll change exactly who you are. I am the man I am today because of the events that I've attended. So I understand it's always a stretch to get there, but do what you can to be there, please, because it will change you and your life. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys have an amazing evening.